When you first begin to notice that your memory is failing you, it's honestly a blow to the ego. Has this happened to you? It always seemed like you had everything under control, and suddenly you forget where you left your keys, or you walk into a room with a specific purpose, and within a second, you blank out, not remembering why you came in. This happened to me, and it made me realize that it was time to figure out what was going on and what to do about it. One day, I heard about simple exercises for the brain. At first, I was skeptical. What could a simple hand switch or mental counting do? But I decided to give it a try. And you know, when I did one of these exercises, the effect was so powerful that I stopped and literally gasped. My brain was running at full speed, as if someone had activated a hidden reserve. My mind cleared, and suddenly my memory started to reveal details I had overlooked before. It was incredible. From that moment on, I understood that our brain is a tool that can be improved. The key is knowing where to start. It's crucial that you stay until the end of the video, because I'll share a mysterious purple shell that you simply take every night before bed, and it will help with memory, rejuvenation, and even burn up to 3 times more fat. Memory problems are not just an issue of age, as many think. Today, even young people complain about forgetting important things, getting confused with tasks, and losing things in the same place. And let's not even talk about those moments when you have a word on the tip of your tongue, but can't remember it. It's a classic. But none of this is a reason to give up or resign yourself. On the contrary, it's a sign that action needs to be taken. Our brain, if we compare it to a muscle, becomes stronger with training. One of the simplest and most effective exercises for training the brain, for me, has been using the other hand. For example, when I tried brushing my teeth with my left hand, being right-handed, or vice versa if you're left-handed, it felt like a game. But it's precisely these kinds of things that make the brain work differently, activating areas that usually rest. It's like finding a second wind, but for the mind. Gradually, you realize that these small changes help you make decisions faster, concentrate better, and even improve your mood. What about mirror writing? When I tried writing my name backwards for the first time, I felt clumsy and slow. But surprisingly, this kind of exercise not only develops the brain, but also sparks creativity. It's like learning to see things from a new perspective, and that's incredibly energizing. Physical exercise also plays a huge role. I realized this when, after a long run, I noticed that the thoughts in my head were organized as if they had been placed on shelves. Movement improves blood circulation and oxygenates the brain. Scientists say that during activity, molecules called hopes are produced, substances that protect our brain from aging, strengthen memory, increase stress resistance, and reduce the risk of age-related changes. Impressive, right? And the best part is that you don't need to kill yourself at the gym for this. Just 15 minutes of walking or light exercise and you'll feel the effect. And the most interesting thing is that age doesn't matter. I know someone who started learning a new language after 50 just to stay active. At first, learning new words seemed like torture, but over time, the process became a pleasure. Now she speaks fluently with native speakers, and that's the best proof that our brain is capable of much more than we think. By the way, if you want to test what your brain is capable of, try leaving the notes behind for a day. Yes, just try to remember the to-do list in your head. This is an excellent workout that will not only help improve your memory, but also make you feel how your brain starts to work. Or, for example, try counting backward from 100 to 1 mentally. It sounds simple, but give it a try. You'll be surprised. Another thing that helps me a lot is mindfulness. When I do something routine, I try to pay attention to the details I used to overlook. For example, when I drink my morning coffee, I focus on its aroma, on the sound the spoon makes in the cup. It might seem trivial, but it not only trains attention, but also makes everyday moments brighter. I want to say one simple thing. Your brain is capable of incredible things. Even if you feel like your memory is failing, that you forget important things, or get lost in daily tasks, you should know that all of this can be corrected. Start small, with the simplest exercises you can do effortlessly. And believe me, the results will come quickly. You'll notice mental clarity, decision-making will be easier, and life will be filled with new colors. Remember, it's all in your hands. Your brain is your most important tool, and the better you train it, the more opportunities will open up for you. Good luck on this amazing journey to clarity, strength, and new discoveries. New discoveries like the one made 4 years ago by an American scientist who made a shocking statement. He said he could triple calorie burn with a strange purple shell. He was ridiculed. They withdrew his funding. His marriage almost fell apart. But he didn't give up. For years, he worked in his lab until he succeeded. A revolutionary trick that burns calories 3 times faster, even while you sleep. Stay until the end to find out what it is. When it comes to keeping the brain working, we can't ignore the topic of nutrition. No matter how intensely we train or how complex our intellectual work is, what we eat plays a key role. Brain nutrition is essentially nutrition for our thoughts, memory, and abilities, because the brain, like any other part of the body, needs quality fuel. We often don't think about what affects our cognitive functions. For example, fatty meals, excessive carbohydrates, and alcohol significantly deteriorate brain function. I realized that after a heavy meal with lots of fried food and sweets, I didn't feel an energy boost, but rather a sense of heaviness. It was a sign that I needed to change my approach. For the brain to work properly, trans fats must be avoided. These are true enemies of the brain, found in processed products, fast food, and cookies. At first, they can give a feeling of fullness, but in reality, they damage blood vessels and therefore our ability to think. I try to replace these products with fresh vegetables, fruits, and healthy fats like olive oil, and of course, water. We underestimate its importance, but the brain is made up of 75% water. Even mild dehydration can cause headaches and reduce concentration. Try starting your day with a glass of water, and you'll notice how energy arrives faster. If you add a spoonful of honey or a bit of lemon juice, you'll have a delicious start to the day. There are also popular recipes that help keep the brain in shape. For example, did you know that rosehip and hawthorn decoction can work wonders? A friend told me that she prepares this infusion daily, especially in winter, not only to maintain her immunity, but also to strengthen her memory. Now, I also start each morning with a cup of this decoction. Another amazing recipe is the mix of walnuts, raisins, and honey. Walnuts contain omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for the brain. Raisins are rich in potassium and magnesium, and honey is a natural source of glucose, which feeds the brain. Mix a handful of walnuts, a couple of tablespoons of raisins, and some honey, and you'll have a delicious and healthy snack. I take this mix to work, and during breaks, I eat a spoonful. The energy returns instantly. Another interesting way to keep the brain active is to add a spoonful of honey to water. A colleague of mine, famous for his excellent memory, told me that he drinks this every morning. He says it helps him not only wake up, but also prepare for a productive day. I decided to try it, and honestly, the result is remarkable. The brain starts working faster, there's more energy, and thoughts become clearer. Remember, nutrition is just one part of the overall approach. It's important to take care of your sleep schedule, dedicate time to physical activity, and not forget to train your mind, because taking care of yourself is the best gift you can give your future. All changes begin with the simplest steps. Friends, what do you think of these simple and useful tips for keeping the brain healthy? Maybe you have your own recipes or habits that help keep your mind clear and have excellent memory. Write to me in the comments. I'd love to hear about your experience, and your advice could inspire others. Now, what I mentioned earlier. Did you know that a strange purple shell could accelerate calorie burn 3 times faster, even while you sleep? Yes, you heard that right. An American scientist discovered a revolutionary trick that not only activates your metabolism, but also helps keep your body fit without strict diets, intense exercise, or injections. This purple shell has already been shared over 1 million times by people who have experienced surprising changes. Would you like to know how you can take advantage of this incredible discovery? Click on the video in the description to discover the secret. Because here on YouTube, I can't share it. Don't miss this opportunity to transform your metabolism. May every day be filled with clarity, joy, and small but important steps toward harmony. We are always happy to see you among our friendly and conscious audience.